Hey Wolfpack, how are you? Can you see what I was working on? Yes, I'm trying to do something for Valentine's in advance. Can you believe that? So I found this really cute design. I'm going to bring this back up. Built in, it is a crochet design built into the Avenir. This is actually also in the master class, but I'm making a whole bunch of these because I always do something fun for Valentine's Day, leaving little hearts and Hershey's Kisses for a win. So wish me luck. One down, maybe about 15 more to go. So welcome everyone. Say hi. Do we have a fun show for you today? So how many of you have asked in the past, that almost rhymes, but asked in the past, what is that iron that you're using? What is that iron? I love it. It's amazing. There's so many cool things. So you know what? I'm so excited. I've got Emily joining us today. You might have seen her at a trade show in the past, but she's coming here to answer your questions and to show off the iron because even though I share what it does, I don't even touch the surface. So pop in, say hi. Before we get rolling, I want to remind you, guess what? I'm leaving tomorrow for Boca Raton. Are you going to join us? For those of you, all the Wolfpack in Florida, it's at Tops. We're doing the Tops tour. It kicks off on Friday at the store in Boca, totally free. We're doing a meet and greet, Q&A. I'm bringing some of my beautiful lace garments so you can see them. I can't wait to see you. So don't forget to pop over to Tops and sign up because if it fills up, you're kind of stuck. All right, everyone. Pop in, say hi. Yes, I am live. Karen, I think you were the first one here today. It's nice to see you. And you know what? Let's not wait any further. Let's bring Emily up from LAURASTAR. Emily. Whoa, wait. I brought the lace up instead. Emily.
Good morning or good afternoon, Angela.
Oh, it's so great to see you. I can't tell you how excited I've been for this show. We planned this back in December, but I love this iron. Everyone asks me, where did you get it? How does it work? I want to learn more, and I'm so excited that you're here because there's so much more than I ever touch on.
Well, it's a pretty incredible product. LauraStar makes a really professional steam iron, and it's great for a lot of different things. So we'll dive in a little bit, but I really liked seeing your crochet heart. And I do kind of want to see that a little bit closer. And we did talk in December, and will you believe it? I haven't finished my Christmas quilt.
Oh, look at that. Wait, I got to see this. Bring it up. That's beautiful.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I love that.
we saw each other in December, and I saw one of your December shows, and you were asking, who's ready, who's finished their Christmas sewing. Look, you can't make 4 Christmas quilts in one year all the time. This one, this one will probably be ready for next year. But I showed you the front. Check out the back because we get such flat seams with the Laura
Wow.
Star Steam. And this is it's pretty precise piecing. And we just get really great results when we have the right equipment and right tools. So I kind of just wanted to show off a little bit and kind of say, hey, I'm guilty of not finishing all of my Christmas sewing. But you know
Oh,
what? You do have an early start with your crochet heart. So I'm wishing you the best of luck.
hey, Janelle says hi to you. She bought an iron from you in Novi.
That's
Janelle,
great.
I saw her right after you left. So yes, the heart is there. So you know what? This heart, by the way, it's crochet. So all I have to do is wash away the stabilizer, and it turns into a beautiful crochet. And I leave them all over the place. I might have to put one of the Wolfpack members, Jan O'Malley, sent me this beautiful Christmas card and also kind of an ornament, but she had a letter on there. So I might have to put like little letters like LOVE. I don't know. My husband doesn't watch Facebook, so it'll be a total surprise for him. So we're good.
Well, great. I've got just a little bit of a sneak peek of embroidery to show you later in the program. So I like seeing that crochet heart. Okay, so I'm glad that Janelle saw me at Novi. I know she loves her iron. And again, I get to go all over the country. We've got pretty cool jobs, don't we?
We do.
um, but this is really fun for me, Angela, because most of the time when I'm doing virtual programs, it's with retailers. So this is fun to sit down and talk to you more in depth about the iron that you love and that you use, and then we can give your viewers a little bit more information. Um,
And they're going to love this, Emily, because, when the Laura Star, when I first started using it on the live shows, it was a game changer. It was a game changer for me, number one. Number two, I'd been using the same iron forever. It was more of a commercial. And I remember this iron, Philip had said, once you start, you'll never put it down. And it's so true. It's so true.
Yes, I'm really happy that Philip came into my life as well, because this is a product that you don't even know you need until you get to see it and experience it. So I know that you've got a close-up camera for your Smart U, and I've got some things here to show as well. Our powerful steam does come in a portable option and a full system. We've got something for everybody truly. Okay, so I think that's probably where we can dive in a little deeper with different features. But let me just show off a little bit, and I'll show you kind of a few highlights. Okay,
I would
so
love that. We're going to let you show off. I'm going to monitor the comments. You all leave comments and questions
perfect.
because we are live, and Emily's ready for anything you got for her.
I truly am. I just love this product. So again, this is my portable lift. I know Angela has one of these as well. And this is my top of the line Smart U. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the floor, get it out of the way because I really want to show off what the full system can do, but there are other options. Okay. Right here next to me, I do have my steam cart, so I can raise that and hang a garment for vertical steaming. And I've got my top of the line lift extra down here. Okay, but this is really the star of the show. But I've got the same powerful steam everywhere. Okay, so without further ado, let's check out that steam.
Uh, Emily, Emily, okay, you can actually see it on the camera. It looks
I know.
like a commercial.
So we're going to be dramatic here, right? We're going to take a dramatic pause and talk about how cool that was, because we don't get all of our viewers face to face with us right now. But yeah, that steam is really powerful. It's a dry microfine steam. It's twice heated. Okay, so it's not going to spit or drip on my fabric. It's not going to shrink or distort my quilt blocks. It's not going to burn my hand. Okay, so hopefully your viewers saw that powerful steam and they saw me put my hand in front of the steam. It's not magic, okay? It's just a really fine, dry steam. So, Angela, you know this, but let's show everybody at home. I've got a huge, large capacity removable water tank, okay? I take this right to the sink. I fill it with regular tap water. If I've got a well or water softener, I'm gonna use a bottled spring water, okay? But yes, that steam is really nice. So just a few tips we're going to show you today of what the advantage of that powerful steam is. Angela, would you do me a favor? Because I'm going to pull the cover back of my board. Can we
Oh, yeah,
um, can we see yours a little close up here?
absolutely. Here you go. Here's
Okay,
mine
so
close up.
yep. So that system, there's actually a fan built into the board. Okay, maybe double
You
screen.
can see
Sorry,
this.
Angela.
I actually just took my iron shoe off to clean it out because I think I use it all the time. So I'll bring you back up now.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so I've got a fan built into the board. As soon as I touch the handle of my iron, that fan's going to activate. It's going to pull the air down or blow the air up. Okay, so that can give us quite a few advantages, especially with lightweight fabrics, when we're doing garment sewing, when we're pressing our quilt blocks. Okay, so we do have a few things to show you, but I want to show you how powerful that steam is first. Because as soon as I touch the handle of my iron, that fan's going to draw down and pull that silk to the board. Okay. I can change the direction of my fan, and now I've got this cushion of air created. Okay. So I can simply hover that steam right over the silk. And really quickly there, Angela, the bulk of those wrinkles are removed. I didn't do the whole blouse, I'll do the whole thing. But that fan creates that cushion of air, prevents me from making more wrinkles in my fabric. That steam is powerful enough to really cut through those wrinkles without causing any damage to my fabric. Okay.
That is absolutely that part right there, being able to press on these silks and these fine fabrics, no scarring, or I should say, no V's, no permanent V's in your fabrics. But how easy is that? And I've even seen one time you were at a show, I think you had, I don't know, 3 layers of fabric or something like that. All of it was
Mhm.
pressed. All of it.
Yes. I'm going to show you that too. So imagine if that was packaged quilt batting, right? That batting can stay soft and lofty. I can remove those creases. If it's a finished quilt top or a large fabric, that it's not going to be caught in the edge of the board. I can float and reposition that really quickly. That hum that you all might be hearing right now, that's my large boiler pulling water in so that it always has water to heat, because I have continuous steam for a very long time. Okay,
Mhm.
Angela, let me show you the sleeve. Okay.
All right.
I did learn a couple things from Philip, and this is one of them. So that sleeve.
Whoa. Did you just like press? Wait. I haven't even seen that one. Did you just press inside the sleeve and like
I
shot the
didn't.
air through?
So that's the beauty of LAURASTAR, is because the steam alone is powerful enough and strong enough to remove those wrinkles. I'll show you again, okay? So you
Oh,
can
that's pretty
see
cool.
that steam goes right through the sleeve and removes the wrinkles without any spinning or dripping. Now, this is a lightweight fabric. If I want to press a cotton shirt, I still need to do that, okay? But really great results and really fine on my fabric, because LAURASTAR also has a hygienic steam, right? It kills and sanitizes all kinds of germs, bacteria, odor-causing bacteria as well. So I can refresh a garment in between wearing, washing, dry cleaning, and really extend the life of my garment, okay?
I have
So
to be honest. I don't even hardly use the dry cleaners anymore. I mean, no offense if like if somebody owns a dry cleaner. I do for like my major gowns and stuff, but I literally use this to steam press, and I might hand wash something and steam press. It turns out just beautiful.
yeah. Well, since I've got a little bit of time, I'm gonna do the button area too, right? Because how many people in your audience are probably going between every single button to iron that? Do
Oh,
you think a
wait,
lot?
we should take a vote. Oh my goodness. You know what?
So
Just because you brought that up, I'm going to give away at the end of this. I'm going to give away my Linda tunic in a PDF format, which is a pattern that has buttons and a placket. And I think this is going to be perfect. So leave a comment anytime starting now, but also leave a comment. Do you? I do. I actually press in between the buttons, and it's so
even with your Laura
annoying.
Star? Wait. With your Laura Star, you're still pressing in between the buttons?
I am. I think it's just a habit.
You are just setting me up so well. This is
I know, Emily. This is going to
okay.
be fantastic. All right, I'll let you show because I'm going to feel like really
So
like I missed the boat.
So here's what you're going to do, Angela. You're going to press the button to change the direction of the fan to suction down, okay? So that lightweight fabric is going to be suctioned and stay in place because of the fan and the board. And even on the silk, I can press and steam right on the back of those buttons. Okay, I'm going to come closer to the camera for this, because look how perfect
Oh my goodness.
those buttons are. And again, I didn't steam those wrinkles out. Those look terrible, but you can press and steam, and that silk is perfect. And the button areas are going to be so much easier for you. So our board cover has a nice cushion to it. So it's just going to set right in. Please do it my way.
I like it your way much better. In fact, I'm reading
Yeah.
all the comments. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's how I do it too." Okay, I'm going to do it your way.
Okay.
So much
So
easier.
it's pretty nice. Okay. Should we do you want to see more garment stuff, or should we move on to other stuff?
We love it all. In fact, at
Okay.
Wolfpack, we love quilting. I'm not a big quilter, but I quilt my garments. But we love garment sewing. We love quilting. We love embroidery. You name it, Emily. You pull it out of the drawer, and we're going to love it.
Okay. Good. I've got a little magic bag for you.
We love
So,
magic bags.
okay,
Janelle.
what I think is really nice is to recognize that the fan that's in the board, it gives us that cushion of air, but it channels the whole length of the board. Okay. So again, that silk shirt was kind of easy. It removes those wrinkles really fast. Oh, I've got buttons here. With my linen shirt or my cotton shirt, I usually need to do a little bit more work. Okay, but that fan, I'm going to activate it to go up again. That fan is going to channel the whole length of the board. See here? So
Oh
I
yeah.
can press and steam without putting more wrinkles into my garment. So something else, Angela, usually that steam on any other steamer or iron is really wet, right? And cotton is the most absorbent fabric. So I'm really going to exaggerate this, but No one in the audience is going to be able to feel this, unfortunately, but I'm going to over steam this, and it's still going to be super dry because of how powerful the steam is, okay? Whoa. So really, we are pressed. We're good to go. I'm really exaggerating what I'm doing here and using too much steam, but that fan creates that cushion of air, and those wrinkles are removed just so fast, so beautifully. Okay.
Wow.
So the sleeve here, luckily I'm not pressing men's shirts on a regular basis, but I hear we really want that crisp crease in the shirt. Okay, so again, I'm going to easily change the direction of my fan and very fast. Check out, I'm going to hold this a little closer. Check out that crisp crease in the sleeve.
Wow.
I'm not going to be
Emily,
distorting.
you know, we were just talking about pressing maybe a month ago, and my dad, he's passed away now, but when I was a kid, I would iron his shirts for like $1.25 or something like that a long time ago. And I think I lasted on the job like 2 weeks because I hated it. Now, if I had this iron at that time, I don't even know if you were around back then. It was a long time ago. But if I had something like this, I would have done all of his shirts. I would have made a lot of money too.
Yes. You know, as somebody who quilts and sews and embroiders, the LAURASTAR is a phenomenal piece of equipment to add to your sewing arsenal. Okay. But for people who just iron on a regular basis, your linens, your sheets, your clothing, it's going to save you so much time and give you so much better results. I think it's so funny. My grandma, I taught her how to quilt about 10 years ago, Angela. So that was a fun reversal of roles. But she finally was ready to invest in herself and got herself a LAURASTAR. Okay.
Oh,
Which she's a very thoughtful spender. So I was like, whew, so proud of her for like taking her hobby to the next level. But then a month later, she says, well, Emily, it just does such a good job on my sheets. And I said, Grandma, were you pressing your sheets before the LAURASTAR? And she said, well, no, but it's just so easy.
you
So
know, I never even thought about that because a lot of people do press their sheets.
a lot of people do. We like getting into a nice, crisp made bed. So it just makes things so much easier and so much faster and really clean and crisp. So your shirts for absolutely, you know, if you want to refresh those and get those back in the closet, like this sweater, it's going to go back in the closet today.
Wow.
So really great. Love that as well. Last thing I want to share with you, because I want to do some vertical steaming with garments, right? So we'll stick to other stuff. This looks pretty good, pretty bad, right?
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
I'm gonna steam half of this suit jacket, okay? Just half of the back here.
Phyllis says, I'm drawing the line at ironing sheets. That's not happening.
Well, Grandma says it's so easy, Phyllis. So, see this half and this half?
Wow.
Even with vertical steaming, we get really great results. So you know that lift that you have, the portable lift, has the same powerful steam that our system does, right? So we truly do have different options for everybody, and we're going to be able to do vertical steaming or use that full system and have that fan built in.
Yeah,
So.
and you know, I actually have that just because I wanted to show everyone because a lot of people haven't seen me use this one. They do when they're in my studio, but I mean, it's small, compact, and it works great for steaming. You know, I have all these gowns, like the gowns behind me when I'm doing these gowns. If you had to press those, it was a nightmare before the LAURASTAR. And I just hang it up on like one of my hangers and just steam away. And that dress right there actually has 4 layers of chiffon and silk, like a satiny silk, which can be a nightmare. And I just steamed away and it went through all the layers and I was done. It was done and shipped out within like 15 minutes, which normally would take a couple of hours.
It would take a couple hours, absolutely. And if it's wet and it just gets shuffled around and moved, it re-wrinkles again. So the
Yeah,
LauraStar steam
it
doesn't
triple
let that
wrinkles.
happen. Yeah, triple wrinkles. I'm glad that you brought your portable back on the screen because I'm sure we've got people kind of joining us throughout the program. Um, Again, you asked me before we hopped on here, you're like, where are your sewing machines? And I said, oh, they're scattered throughout the room because we have different sewing machines that do different things, right? Maybe we have an embroidery machine or a quilting machine or a serger. The LauraStar is the same way. So that portable one you have, maybe it's not on your live as often because you
Hmm.
primarily use the full system. But think about that as your retreat iron or your sanitization around the house, right? We can take it to our mattress or our couch cushion and kill the dust mites. So,
My
that,
husband took it. I didn't even know it, and I was like, why is this iron at the house? He wanted to steam his suits because we were going to a funeral. Like, oh, that was pretty ingenious. Now bring it back.
yes, yes. There's always my joke, if I'm at a quilt show and I hear the ladies say, "Oh, but does it do clothing?" Well, only if you want it to. You don't have to say it does, right? But but also these men can very easily learn how to use these and they're going to have a really fun time pressing and steaming their own things as long as they bring it back, right, Angela?
Absolutely, as long as they bring it back. So, hey, Emily, we do have a few questions. So, and by the way, I saw a couple people saying I couldn't see your comments. Jan, I can see your comments. If Facebook asks you to put stars, I don't know why they do that. Just ignore it. You're worth 200 stars, Jan. Don't worry about it. In fact, we were talking about you at the beginning. But okay, there's a couple things. That's amazing. Do you have a travel size one? Jackie wants to know. Great picture, by the way, Jackie.
So we have the lift that Angela held up, and mine's behind the iron, and I'll hold that up in a little bit too. But so that is our portable one, right? That's going to have a large capacity. It's got 37 ounces of water that it can hold in that removable tank, and you're going to have over 30 minutes of steaming time, and you can fill it really easily. So if you're taking it to retreat or around the home, that's really great. If you really want to travel with a steamer, if you want to put it in your suitcase and sanitize your pillows at the hotel or remove wrinkles from your clothing, we have our Iggy. Okay. And I do apologize. My Iggy is upstairs at the moment. So I'm going to stick with you all. Maybe Angela can link that later. But our Iggy is a small handheld steamer and sanitizer. So it's portable handheld. It's got about 8 minutes of steaming time. Okay. It's
Who
not an
came up with that
iron.
name? Iggy.
Iggy. We just got to get rid of all the icky stuff. I have no idea if that's true. Don't. um,
That's an easy one to remember.
but Iggy is a really great portable, like I said, steamer and sanitizer. Great for removing wrinkles and germs. It's not something that we're going to use for sewing, right? It doesn't press. So we do have those two couple options for portable steamers, but truly for pressing and ironing, the lift options are going to be your best bet for portability. Yeah. Any
Yeah,
other whatever?
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we got a few more. Oh, when do you use the shoe piece and what's it really for? Chris, you know
Gosh,
me,
I
I
love this.
love that iron shoe. I love the iron shoe. I don't, I took it off recently just to see what it was like pressing without it because I think I just get so used to using it all the time. You can press anything with that iron shoe. And it's super easy. I'll bring mine up here, Chris. Let me just take you over here. And the iron shoe, uh, I just cleaned mine too because it was getting kind of, but look at the back. It looks super nice. And this just slides in place just like that. You can hear my iron turning on and you're ready to go. I wonder if I can do that, what you did. Oh, look, I did. That's all I'm going to be doing now is let's just spray everybody. But
The
yeah, and
steam is impressive.
it pops off and then there's a little place to hold it here too. I always use the iron shoe with like faux leather, uh, any tricky fabrics, especially knits. I would say knits is a big one. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. So great question about the sole plate because something that you have on your Smart U, Angela, that you don't have on your lift is our ideal temperature. So our ideal temperature is our top of the line feature to always give us our driest, finest steam. Okay. Again, on that Smart U, there's no temperature, and we don't want there to be a temperature option because we want that really fine dry steam. So that Teflon plate that we are getting questions about, that's a Teflon nonstick protective sole plate. It's going to keep my steam as fine and dry as possible, but it's going to lower the plate temperature by 100 degrees. So again, any kind of tricky fabric, anything that needs a lower temperature, if I want to put that directly on vinyl, I can put it directly on vinyl without melting it. I can fuse to vinyl. So those are really fun things that we can do, and have things that are just a lot safer for different types of delicate fabrics. So really great, much more efficient temperature option with our sole plate than lowering the temperature with a dial. Okay.
That makes a lot of sense too. And yeah, Jan, we can leave the iron flat. That's the best part.
Yeah, because as you saw close up on Angela's, I've got my heat resistant silicone iron rest, right? My iron is 2.2 pounds. I've got a handle that's centrally located, so I'm never putting pressure forward or backward or down. The weight of the iron does all the work for me, and I'm not having to do this motion because I can just set the iron to the side. And with the portable lift options, we have a removable silicone mat that I can put right on my ironing station.
Yeah, it
Okay.
really works. It works out so nice. And someone just asked, do you still use the clapper? Yes, I use the clapper. Are you kidding? I sleep with that thing. But that makes your creases even flatter. I have to use the
So
clapper.
that's so funny, Angela, because I always tell people, because I have the fan built into the board, it's pulling the steam through my fabric. It's cooling and drying my seam. So it really helps to press and set. Now, if I've got maybe like curved seams or maybe some garment things where I've got some bulkier fabric, sure. But, my tailor's clapper and I, we have history too, but he stays in a drawer these days.
Oh, no. I might have. I can't do that. I can't do it, Emily.
I challenge everybody, give it a shot with the LAURASTAR. You might find that you're not having to rest that tailor's clapper nearly as often or as long. But I also have this shirt here that's got some vinyl screen printed on it and some rhinestones, right? So just a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
different things that you can do with that sole plate to make things really safe. All right. Now I am going to show off, okay? Because I know that I've got quilters in the audience, and that's kind of what I love the most. I already showed that snowflake block, and you probably saw how nice and precise that was, how flat those seams were. But I want to show you in person because, a lot of quilters aren't using steam to press their blocks. Most steam is wet, it shrinks and distorts the fabric, okay? But, Angela, you might not even realize this is happening because it's just so comfortable and just smooth. But I want everybody to pay attention to how close I'm keeping my fingers to the iron, okay?
Oh.
While using that steam. So I'm going to come close again and I'll come back and forth. So we get a really perfectly flat press when we use the steam. Okay, so I want you to use the steam with LAURASTAR. Don't listen to what everybody says about that. And I can get the same flat press with my lift portable option or my full system. Okay, but I really want to emphasize the advantages that we get from the fan in the board because that fan is doing a few different things. Okay, it's holding my fabric in place and it's suctioning it to the board so I don't have any fabric shifting. Okay. It's also cooling and drying my seam. So essentially my blocks are pressed and set all at once. I'm not turning every single block over in my stack to press the other side. Okay. I love these wows. I love the comments. No, but now that I'm a
I
little
know.
closer.
They
But
are.
so definitely wow to get that flat seam, but really more important for me, because again, I've said this and I'll say it every single time when you see me at a show, I get the same results at every level of LAURASTAR. Okay. I can get this flat seam from my lift all the way to my top system. But because I have the fan built into the board, it's pulling that steam away from my fingers. Okay. If you saw, and I'll do it again here in a minute, that steam gets pulled through the board away from my fingers, allowing me to keep really close to what I'm doing and have really good control without that uncomfortable burn, right?
Yeah. The little
So
red marks. I've had those in the past. Not with
Because,
LAURASTAR, but I have had those.
because our steam is hot, right? It can accumulate. So having that fan pull the steam away from my fingers is really valuable. So again, I know that that new machine that you just got, it's got lots of bells and whistles, but one really simple thing that I know most of us will never give up, on my sewing machine, when I press the scissors, it cuts the thread and lifts the foot for me. That doesn't add any result to my project, but I am never giving that up. I'm never going back to reaching behind a machine. Okay. So for me, the fan and the board is just like that in terms of comfort.
hmm
So
That's a really good way to put it. And by the way, yeah, none of us are giving up our automatic cut. We love it. Debbie has a quick question for you. What about using spray starch? She loves to starch her cotton drapes in the living room. Can
yes.
she any problems using starch? I haven't had any problems, but
No, so I'm not a big starcher. I do kind of take some shortcuts, but if you want to use any kind of spray starch or any kind of product or solution, absolutely go for it. Okay. I might encourage you to check out our Soul Plate cleaning mat. So this is I'm not using any kind of chemical or solution to clean the bottom of my iron. It's essentially like a nice scrub pad. But
Mhm.
if I want to prevent making any buildup or kind of remove what's building up with any products, this is a great option. Okay.
Okay. Well, actually, while you're talking about that, then this kind of comes in handy from Diane. What maintenance is required? And
So
I have to say, it is so simple, so simple.
So, um, I know that Angela will pass the test here. Okay. So I'm not going to put her on the spot. But one of the biggest things that I talk to consumers about at quilt shows is how simple the maintenance is. Okay. And I'm always really happy to talk to you about it at a show. So if you're ever having any kind of small issue or big issue, come talk to me at a show. Or better yet, don't wait for a show. Call our customer service. You get them a hold of them right away. But super simple monthly maintenance. Okay. Angela, are you doing your monthly maintenance?
I would say it's more like every 2 months, but that's
Okay.
because sometimes I forget.
Okay, so the biggest thing that people come to me at shows about, I usually ask, "Are you doing your monthly maintenance?" And they say, "Well, no one told me that." Great, I'm so glad you came to talk to me, but we can avoid a lot of small issues if we do the monthly maintenance. So let me get to what it is, right? We use regular tap water. If I have a well or a water softener, I'm going to use a bottled spring water. Okay, I never use distilled water. We want the minerals in the water. Okay, so regular tap water or bottled spring water. But because we use the minerals in the water, we have a charcoal filter. Okay, so that filter is going to keep the good things in and take the bad things out. Every filter is going to last you about 3 to 6 months, so definitely not something that you have to be replacing often. Okay, but once a month, and I'm going to grab my lift, Angela, so they can
I'm
see.
actually looking at my box with because I just put a new filter in about 2 weeks ago. So
Good, perfect. Um, So, really super simple monthly maintenance. Once a month, while your iron is cold, okay, I'm going to, for my lifts, find this tab right here. I'm going to lift that up, grab a quarter to unscrew that cap, and I'm simply going to empty the water. Okay. It's the most important thing you can hear me say today because if I don't empty that water once a month, I'm going to get mineral buildup. Okay. If I get mineral buildup, that fine steam that gives us those great results that we love, it's going to start to spit. Okay. So, number one thing we can do is empty the water. On the systems, we empty the water at the base. Okay. So, really super
I can
simple.
I'll bring mine up here so they can see. It's like right if my camera decides to behave. It's way down
Right.
here,
Yep. Right down there.
right here. Oh, there goes my camera. Blinky.
I think they saw right there you go.
Blinky does
So,
not want to clean. It's right down here.
yes. So again, when it is cold, the best thing to do is before you even start for the day, empty that water once a month, right? Otherwise, it takes about a full hour for everything to cool down. And that's why it's pretty easy to forget to do the maintenance. Okay. Um,
Absolutely. And what about the filter? Chris wants to know about the filter. I'll bring mine back up while you're chatting.
yeah. So on my lift here, there's a button right here that's going to light and indicate that it's time to change your filter. Every filter should last you about 3 to 6 months. Okay. So definitely not something super often. On the full system, on the smart system, thanks, Angela, that filter, when it turns totally brown, it's going to be time to change the filter. Okay.
I might
So,
have changed it maybe a little bit longer ago. Mine's like just brown at the bottom, but blue at the
yep.
top. And
Yeah.
I love that because it shows you the colors. There's no getting around it because when you go to fill it up, you can see it.
Yep. And if you still have flecks of charcoal in there, Angela, you've got life in your filter. When it's totally brown, it's time to go. Good thing for all of you, we have specific videos walking you through every single step on more features that you can learn about, more easy maintenance, water FAQs, and how to do that. So definitely good to hear me say it. So you remember to kind of look into it, but it's very, very easy. I would not be concerned about any maintenance. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Phyllis has a question about the water, and this is a big one. And this was actually one of my first questions when I started with it because my old iron had a huge gallon thing. You know, this lasts a long time. Phyllis says, how big is the water tank and how much water does it hold and how long, can use the steam? It's amazing. It doesn't look like it's that big, but it works for a long
Well,
time.
here's the other thing that I think is super important, right? Because I know on my lift, I've got about 35 minutes of constant steaming. But truly, we're not usually just constantly steaming. But what I always share with people, because there's more water in the boiler, when I'm out of water in my tank and it wants me to put more water in, there's no interruption, right? I have steam immediately. I don't have to wait for it to heat up again because the boiler always has water on reserve. So if I'm spending my entire day in my sewing room,
Hmm.
I might fill that tank up once or twice, but I'm certainly not, you know, annoyed about it. I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to do this again because there's almost no interruption to what I'm doing. Angela, you're nodding, so I know that you experience that same thing.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing for me. In fact, that was one of the biggest sticklers for me at first, many years ago, is I said, my iron has to stay hot all day. I mean, I was at that time sewing about 12 hours a day because I would sew and design clothes for people. I didn't want to have to, there's nothing worse than all of a sudden your iron's not hot anymore and you're wasting that time. And this has no problems with that. And the water, like literally, I just took that thing off. I could have filled it back up and started ironing again. It's in the middle of my live shows, it's gone out of
Yes.
water. I'm like, I'll be right back. I'll be back in 1 second. And it's like
That's
literally 1 second.
yeah, I like being set up at shows, well, I'm glad this happened because I can show this to you. But I'm also glad that you talked about the iron staying hot all day, right? You're setting me up perfectly to talk about one of my favorite features. Okay.
That's it.
On
That's like
well,
ding ding.
but there's a couple different ways we have this, right? The LAURASTAR models have a dual shutoff. Okay. So if I just press the power button one time, it's going to take about 8 minutes to heat up. And after 10 minutes of inactivity, it's going to automatically shut off, which is a great security feature. Okay. But I can override that. So when I turn on my system, I'm going to press and hold the power button for about 10 seconds, and I'm going to wait until I see a red light flash. Once I see that red flashing light, I know I've overridden my automatic shutoff. It'll stay on for me all day long. Okay. And Angela, I travel a lot. If I get on an airplane and I haven't turned my iron off, it'll be on when I get back. So really be careful. Again, we've got that security
I,
feature. We
oh,
we've got the
yeah.
security feature that it will turn off, right? But if you want it on all day long, you can override it. Just know it's gonna need you to turn it off.
I will say I did have one oopsie doodle. Um, and I think I left on a Friday, got back on Monday, and it was on. Kind of scared me to death because I'm thinking I could have burned my whole office down. But you know what? It was on. I started using it back to work, turned it off, and I was so afraid I broke it, leaving it on so long. It still works like a charm. That was like 2 years ago, and it's still
I
like fabulous. But I have it now where I have a light on over there like I used to do with my other irons. So if the light's on, I know the iron's on. So I turn the light off the same time I turn the iron off. That's the only way to just, even though I walk around and check everything, sometimes I could have sworn I had turned it off, but I didn't.
yes. So that trick that we just shared with everybody, It's not in the manual. It is a liability, right? But it's in our videos because we know as creators and makers, you've got to have an iron ready for you at all
Mhm.
times. Okay.
Yes.
So, what I will share in addition to that is because we have a twice heated steam, right? The steam is created in the boiler, it travels up through the hose, and it's heated a second time as it exits the iron. So, we've been chatting for a little while. I'm pretty sure that if I just flushed that steam, I'd have what we would all perceive as spitting, right? But it's simply that condensation cooling and settling in my hose from that steam. Okay.
Mhm.
So I just want to give a quick flush and I've got dry, fine steam again. So again, when we override that and it's ready for us all day long, we always just need to get in the good practice of just giving it a little burp before we're ready to press our fabric.
You
So I'm
described that so much nicer than I did at one point. One time because I always spray and then I start ironing, and someone's like, "Why do you do that?" And I said, "I just do." I didn't even like try to even come up with an explanation, but I love that. I'm just burping it. I'm
you're just
burping her.
you're just burping it. But so that's what I always start with when people come up to me at a show. They say a couple different things, right? They say, "Oh my gosh, I love my Laura Star. I've had it for 10 years, 18 years, 29 years and I finally had to replace it because we have been making ironing systems for almost 45 years." Okay? We're Swiss
Wow.
engineered and designed, all kinds of good stuff. But so they always say that at a show. So I love
So you
hearing that.
actually this iron was available when I was ironing for my dad. Little
It
did I
was.
know.
It was. And you could have stuck with it. You could have been a pro ironer. So I hear that it shows and come up and tell me that because I love hearing it. If I'm talking to other people, tell them, right? Because my joke is, oh yeah, I'm going to pay them later for saying that. I don't have to pay anyone. People will shout that they love their Laura Star, and it just makes things so much nicer for people who are making that decision about investing in it. Okay.
That
The
is
other
so
thing I
true.
hear, yeah, the other thing I hear all the time is, oh my gosh, my only regret is how long I waited, right? Okay.
That
Or they
was
say,
mine.
yeah, yeah,
That was mine because I would see the booth at Houston Quilt Fest for many years. One day Philip said, "Why are you not trying this?" I said, "Because I'm just used to my what I'm doing." And he's like, "I guarantee you, if you just try it just once, you'll be hooked." And he was so right. I mean, I think you get so comfortable in whatever you're using. And to be honest, I'm not going to say the brand because I never want to knock a brand, but I was literally spending over $100 a year because this iron that I used would last about 1 year. It was technically supposed to be professional, but 1 year, and it would either die or it would start. You can't have water on your garments, right? So
yep.
I just think of like even 5 years, the 5 years that Philip tried to talk me into, even just put your hand on it. That was over $500 that I wasted in an iron that I had to throw away each year.
Yes. And I think to a degree, most irons in the market all kind of work the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're used to having an iron that heats up, maybe spitting because we're putting water right in the iron. And we're kind of just used to what we have. So I remember I had irons that I thought I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even shown off the best stuff yet, Angela. So I'll show that in a second. But you're absolutely right because, a lot of people avoid taking a look at the Laura Star because it is really a totally different product than any other iron. And I hear
It
people
is.
say all the time, oh, I get my irons here, or I just replace them, I throw them away. The reason why we do that is because we are frustrated. We have spent the money, and they all kind
Mm-hmm.
of function the same, and we're tired of shelling out a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. So now we just buy the cheap ones at the store, right? Um, when you get to experience a Laura Star and see how different the results are, it's really hard to stop thinking about it. That's why I hear it shows all the time. I can't believe how long I waited. But I'm always happy to share tips and maintenance because they also always say, "Hey, I really love my Laura Star, but it started to spit," right? So that condensation, we want to burp. That's our first line of defense. And then, hey, are you doing your monthly maintenance? Okay, so
Yeah.
there's super easy ways to get through. Um, Anything you want to add to that, or should I wow them one more time?
Well, I've got just before you wow 'em, there was just a couple more really good questions while we were talking about this. Jan says, "What a great system." So while we were talking about the fan, Chris says, "So the fan can be set for blow up or pull down?"
Yes. So it can blow the fabric up, and that's going to give me that cushion of air if I'm dealing with a lightweight fabric or large fabric that I don't want to have to get caught on the board, right? So maybe my linens or my sheets or my
Mhm.
quilt tops. And again, it prevents me from making more wrinkles into my fabric. The
Absolutely.
fan, yeah, the fan blowing down is going to hold my fabric in place. It's going to cool and dry my fabric. So it's going to press and set my seams all at once, but it's also going to pull that steam through the board away from my fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's like magic.
quilters,
It's
yeah.
like magic.
And
Oh,
I can
Cindy, can't
change,
wait to see it.
I change the direction of the fan really simply by touching the button on the front. And I didn't say this, but the steam is controlled by the buttons on the side. So all very easy to use.
Absolutely. Yes, Cindy, I'll bring a clapper sign for you. I can't bring you a signed LAURASTAR, but I'll bring you a clapper signed when I see you. Where's the water stored? Jan wants to know. So on this one here, I will bring this one up right
Oh,
here.
thanks.
Whoops. It's if my camera decides not to be blinky. It's right here, Jan. Just lifts off, lifts back on. Super easy. And then for the other one, we have right here. Do you have yours right there?
I've got mine here. So that tank,
Yeah,
super
right there.
easy, removes as well. Okay. So what's nice if you think about this, right? There's no water right here in the iron. So any other iron that has water in it, you're asking for the impossible to happen. You're asking for that water to immediately be turned into steam, and that's why we get those bigger drops of water. But with the LauraStar, our steam is created in the boiler, travels through the hose, and is heated a second time as it exits the iron. So it's much finer and gives us those great results.
Awesome, awesome. Oh, Karina wants to know, is LauraStar sold in Europe?
Yes. So the LauraStar is sold in over 50 different countries. Okay. We are Swiss engineered and designed. All of our products are made in Europe. We've been making ironing systems for almost 45 years. And, we were just talking about replacing irons. LauraStar is committed to making the parts to repair, replace, maintenance for at least 10 years. Okay.
Wow,
So they are going to last you a long time. If that investment is a little scary, you're going to have it for a long time and it is repairable. So yes, it is sold in Europe, sold in lots of different countries. In the US, we do have, a US distributor, US technician and service center, all here in the US as well.
that's wonderful. All right, I'll hold the rest of the questions and let you show a little bit more fun. I don't want,
Okay.
we can't miss that before our hour's up.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've got like my grand finale. It really shows the difference of why this is different than any other iron, if we haven't already, been convinced.
The
So
grand finale, we need a drum roll.
So I'm gonna burp my LauraStar again. So I shared a little bit earlier that the weight of my iron does all the work for me, right? I've got that handle that's right in the center, so I'm not putting weird pressure. But we are usually working a little bit harder with any kind of fusible, okay? So Angela, I know you already know what's gonna happen here. In just a second, that steam seam is totally set. Okay. It doesn't matter what kind of fusible I'm using, it's going to do a great job. So whether I'm using embroidery stabilizers, if I'm using any kind of garment interfacing, any kind of double-sided fusible foam, the LauraStar tackles that really quickly. Okay. And I'm going to show you something else and I'm going to come show it closer up. But I know when we're pressing binding or if we're pressing hems, usually we're having to rest that iron in position for a little while, right? And so I'm just going to show you this because LauraStar does have the ability to control the steam. Let's pretend for a second this is just a regular iron. Because again, unless I hold that iron in place, that fabric is going to pop right back up. Okay. But I can spend the same amount of time and I can use my steam from LauraStar. And this is where I love showing off. Because check out the difference.
Wow.
I get a super flat, crisp crease in the same amount of time and I'm not holding that iron in place.
That's amazing. There goes my clapper sales. What the heck? No, I'm just teasing.
So oh, I shouldn't have said that earlier. If you send me a signed clapper, Angela, I'll put it on display. I'll put it on the shelf. I still won't use it, but it'll
It's
add to
just
the
a
collection.
decoration.
But again, we have so many different things that can get us to a result, right? So
I love it.
LAURASTAR is so wonderful to share with everybody because it saves time. It lets us do the more fun stuff that we enjoy, right?
Yes.
I am not a fan of the quilting police, right? So we need to have fun, right? We need to have fun. We need to make things faster and more comfortable and actually do the things that we want to do. If in the process we get amazing, great results, right? That's a bonus. But we're saving a lot of time, and I could talk and talk and talk about how great the LAURASTAR is.
That's a wow one. Now, there were just a couple more questions that came through. Lynn had asked this a couple times. So what is the difference between the 1980 and the Smart U?
Perfect. So Angela, you and I have the classic Smart U top of the line. Okay.
Okay.
All of the same features are found on the Smart 1980, except it's our gold special anniversary edition. So 1980 was the year we were established. The Smart 1980 has a beautiful gold finish on the iron. It also comes with a full system cover. So when this is folded up and stored out of the way, because it does fold up easily and it's on wheels, so very easy to move, the Smart 1980 Special Anniversary Edition does have a full system cover to protect it.
Okay. I didn't even know that one. Everyone's saying, sorry, Angela, but that's what I was thinking. Wink, wink. It's okay, Jan. We'll just use the clapper as it looks beautiful on the table. And you don't want to mess up that signature anyways, right? Oh, you guys are great. All right. Any other questions for Emily? This has been such an informative. Emily, you haven't seen all the comments, but everybody's saying thank you, thank you, thank you. They've learned so much. Yes.
So, what's fun, Angela, is that we really just wanted to share why we love our LAURASTAR and hear from your audience of why they love it or why they want it. There's still so much I haven't talked about with specific features and different models. So watch our videos on YouTube at LAURASTAR USA. Come see me at the shows. I'm happy to share all kinds of things about LAURASTAR.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Jody, so you don't have to have, they're different systems. One does not come with the ironing board. So like this other one that I have down the floor, I use with just a standard ironing board. Oh, that's right. You
Yes.
didn't, she was in my studio, but not this last year. So this last year is when we used that one.
Yeah, so
Everyone's saying,
the portable options can be used with any ironing station or any ironing board. It's also really nice because, as I just saw right here in the comment, I can wheel it right to my long arm. I can use that steam to remove the wrinkles from the backing as I'm loading the frame. So absolutely, don't think you have to choose one or the other, because 90% of what I do as a quilter, I happens on the board, right? I want that steam pulled away from my fingers, but then I go to my long arm and I remove those wrinkles really quickly. So, treat yourself to the sweet if you want to, but as a long arm owner, there's no risk dipping your toes into the portable option. You're going to learn that you love the steam and, add this later if you want to.
absolutely, absolutely. And there's a few people I think that popped in late that said if they have well water, you said do not use distilled water.
Bottled spring water. So just a bottled spring drinking water.
Which we all have that laying around. Well, probably. You guys are awesome. Everybody's saying thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, Chris, one last question, and then we'll do a giveaway. So if you've left a comment, I'm going to do a giveaway here in just a second. And they love you, Emily. They said you've got a great personality. I agree. That's why I had her on here. Are you kidding? Can you buy just the board if you have the lift?
So the board with the fan is never going to work with the lift, right? So we can buy the full system with the iron in addition, or we do have just standard, really nice, sturdy ironing boards with great covers, just no fan yet, right? So that's the thing I hear all the time at shows. Oh, I wish I would have gone for the full system. But again, portable options have great advantages.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll put the link one more time in the comments for you here. Let me make sure it's here. And it was also, if you got your newsletter today, it was in there. This is an affiliate link, so full disclosure there. Let me just put that in here. I know, you have to say that or else you might get in trouble. And we have a 10% off discount. I'm dropping it in the comments right now. And these comments are going on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, LinkedIn, and wherever you're watching from. Probably YouTube. Most everybody goes to YouTube. So Emily, we should do a giveaway. So since you talked about how nicely, first of all, that last one you showed is a game changer if you're pressing up knits because you get that nice crisp crease. Beautiful. But I love the buttons too. So Wolfpack, I know a lot of you have some of my patterns, so I'm just going to make it really fun. If you've made a comment, we're going to do a drawing here live, and you can choose from, I'll bring it up, take your pick here. I know it's like, hold that thought here. Here you go. All right, you can pick from, you can have a PDF pattern because then you can have it instantly since I'm leaving tomorrow. And I saw a bunch of you, I'm going to see a lot of you in Boca on Friday. I'm so excited. And don't worry, my cough is gone, so we're good. I don't have whatever the funk anymore. So we got the Lacey knit top, the Shirley, the Bella would be great for pressing those beautiful sleeves. And then the Linda tunic, which you could have buttons on there. Emily, I can't believe I haven't done that. I'm kind of ashamed to say that, but I'm going to send you a photo when I get that. Or the Delilah or the Rachel. So you can have your pick of pattern, PDF sizes 0 through 5X. So if you've made a comment, I've got you right here. Let's go ahead and draw. Good luck, Wolfpack. Good luck. And everyone's saying thank you, Emily. We are so honored to have you here. Elizabeth K. Congratulations, Elizabeth. She's on YouTube. So send me email info@angelawolf.com and tell me which pattern you want. And you know, while we're here, we should probably draw again because I'm thinking I better just give a sign clapper away so they can hang it on their wall next to their LAURASTAR iron. What do you think?
I think that sounds fantastic.
All right, one more giveaway here. For a sign clapper, you can have the big one or the mini one. The mini one works good in the embroidery hoops. So a clapper for, watch, my own name will come up. Good luck, Betsy. Betsy, congratulations on Facebook. Send me an email, info@angelawolf.com. I love that they're using pink. They must know that I just love pink. So Betsy, congratulations. And, Emily, I know you're very busy and you're traveling. I really encourage the Wolfpack, when you see her at one of the shows, what's your next show that they can find you at?
So I'm actually heading to Road to California.
All right. So I know that there's quite a few people that are going to that as well. So, and then do you go to the OSQE events, a lot of them? Will you be at Lakeland in Florida
I'm
this
not
year?
going to be at Lakeland. I'm going to be heading to Road to California. I'll be at QuiltCon. My counterpart is going to be at Daytona. So
Wow.
I kind of have the joke that when I go to the airport, I don't really know where I'm going. So I'm really impressed that I've got that far memorized at this point. But look for us. And if you see the local dealers and you're like, hey, why don't we have LAURASTAR here? We do have a very small team. We're a team of 6 and 2 of us are out on the road. So, we'll hopefully keep seeing you places.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on here. I love this iron, and I only share products that I love and use myself. That's so many people say, well, you just use this on your show. No, I absolutely love this iron, and I'm so honored to have you here because you gave all the technical things that I never talk about, and I learned a few new things too. And I will put on my calendar the first of the month to do my monthly maintenance because mine is like every 6 weeks.
Angela, it has been so fun. It's always really, really fun to share what I get to do in my home studio, and hopefully we get to do this again.
Oh, I would love it. And Wolfpack, don't forget, support LAURASTAR. I left you a link and a discount code. You can message me anytime. And when you go see Emily, take a photo and post it on social so we can see it when you're at her booth. Emily, safe travels and thanks again.
You as well, Angela. Thank you.
Bye.